Open it up. Come on in, Neville.
All right.
Boy, look at that duck. Yeah, there you go. Hey, who is that?
That's Affleck.
That really is Affleck. Stay there, bro.
He's not exactly a registered voter, but you know, he can
Oh,
still campaign.
God, look at him, man. Fabulous, man.
Thank you, buddy.
He'll bring in some votes.
Affleck says
No doubt about it. Come on in, Neville.
Okay.
How you been, Ed?
All right.
Good, good. Go sit down. Bertha's going to be here with us.
Okay.
She's saying hi to everybody.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Hey.
Take care.
You betcha.
Have a good day.
Enjoy your
All right.
day.
Bye, Affleck.
All right, we'll get you set up here, buddy.
Okay.
How's your day been?
It's been, we started early this morning.
No,
Out
were
of the
you?
dump.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Are you out there? Yeah.
Well, no, I just picked up David.
So.
So that's good, huh?
Oh yeah.
How's it looking out there?
It's exciting. It's
You've never run for selectman, had you?
No, never have.
Wow.
This is all. This is brand new, and this is big. It's very big.
What do you think of it so far?
Well, I enjoy it. I enjoy. I mean, I'm enjoying it. You know, the interactions and stuff.
Yeah.
Take it very seriously.
Yep.
Take it very seriously.
Sure.
You know. So I'm very proud to be part of it, and and I say that only because I know that to get into the race, you have to have those signatures that say yes, we want you in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm very proud of that.
So why did you run?
Well, I found it. I know that I wanted to be in there in the mix of things because I see that a lot of times I consider myself the type of person that I can understand information, but what I know that I like to do, I like to understand information and I like to decipher it and then give it to the people so they can understand what is going on. And in a lot of cases I see that is not happening. We have some very complicated things going on with the town right now. It may be complicated, it may be simple in its final form. I think the door is open.
Oh yeah, give it a shot. Yeah, it'll shut.
And I want to be the type of selectman that is able to understand it and then let the people know what is going on in the simplest form, so that they'll be able to like make intelligent choices. You know, at town meeting.
Sure.
You know, or be encouraged to come to some of the meetings to see what's going on. You know,
Absolutely.
You know, just as a citizen, I mean, I'm just relating it to myself as a citizen.
Sure.
You know, when I understand something really thoroughly, you know, like I go out and I go to the committee meetings, I go to different meetings and see what's going on and see what is happening so I can make an intelligent choice for the future of the island and the people that live here.
All right.
So.
Well, as you are well aware, I've asked every candidate to ask a question that other candidates would answer. You know, I got some 5 really good questions here. So the first one comes from Alan Reinhardt. What is your vision of Nantucket 20 years from now? What kind of place will it be? And would you and or your children be able to live here?
Well, I would like it to be a place where me and my children would be able to live. Afford to live is the word that I prefer using. Nantucket is changing, and it is going to change. The way it changes depends on what we do now and what we will be doing in the future, what we are doing tomorrow, what we did yesterday, and what we are doing tomorrow and in the future, and not being afraid to change course if we see the necessity of doing that. You know, not being ashamed, not being afraid, and not letting your ego just get in the way. You know, I think Nantucket can remain. People like Nantucket in the phrases like it's very quaint, very old-fashioned. It's a historical place. It's never going to lose that level of that level and place that it made in history. I like to see it maintain that. I like the things that we have in place in terms of like we're talking about it now, the HGC, you know, and planning board and things like that plan this place. Either slow down the growth, expand the growth, or make sure the growth is taking place in the correct direction, in the correct way. These are the things that we have to pay attention to make sure Nantucket remains the way it is. Otherwise, we are going to have traffic lights, and we are going to have malls, and those are the changes that I can see happening, because when you look at Nantucket the way it is right now, we have big mans, you know, like a lot of people with a lot of money building houses here. There's a lot of money, and sometimes people get drunk with money. We have to be very careful in what we are projecting ourselves to be. From our workmen, like talking about our builders and the people our plumbers, our tradespeople. And be very, 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 very careful in terms of like the type of jobs that they do and the type of things that they do to really see the future of the island. And I think by getting more involved in government, it leaves us at a certain consciousness. So I see Nantucket. I see Nantucket in the future as I like to see Nantucket in the future as being just maintaining the kind of basic overall quality that it has now. Just maintaining that.
Okay. David Gray's question: if elected, would you be willing to spend a day as a shadow in each of our town departments? And he doesn't mean just in the office. He means hanging with the harbor master, DPW, police, fire, health officer, etc.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. You and I go way back, so I'm a worker. I like all of that. I like putting my hands in all. I'm a hands-on kind of person. So that, of course, there are areas in the different town departments and stuff that I am unfamiliar with. I will be. Yeah, of course I will be. Of course, and that's without a question. And anyone who knows me, yeah, of course, absolutely. If you do not know, you cannot make any decisions on it. I mean, no real decisions. And it's good. It's good to have that type of knowledge. If this is a small community. You're not in this is not a big metropolis, so it would not take too much of your time or your energy to do something like that.
Patty Raghaveen, her question: do you support the creation of a sewer commission separate from the Board of Selectmen, as proposed as a possible outcome of this year's town meeting, Article 53? Do you think town meeting should have final say over citizen requests over sewer?
Yes, I do. I do. That's a very important item. I do believe town meeting should have the final say on that. There are a lot of things that affects the regular citizens, like in terms of sewer, in terms of the wastewater treatment plants, in terms of hookups and all of that stuff, that the selectmen cannot make for us. We have to make it for ourselves. There's some hard decisions that we as homeowners will have to make, and if we make it, we have to live with it. So that is the only place where it belongs. So.
Okay. Well, here's your question.
Oh, my question.
Okay, what is your position on the various unions representing the town of Nantucket employees, specifically pay schedules, cost of living increases?
Well, my position on that is I support wholeheartedly all of our unions, all of our town employees. It's very interesting. One of the candidates made a very clear, very precise description in terms of the town employees and the different types of people, that the different types of schedules and things that they have, and they were absolutely right about that. I'm not going to mention it because you can read it. You can read it in this week's paper. In terms of the cost of living COLA, step increases, some of the contracts have that in there as part of their thing. These things need to be maintained. They need to be maintained. Of course, in a contract, if you're negotiating a contract, there are a lot of other things in a contract that are important, such as the wordings of certain things in terms of discipline and all that stuff. But in terms of monies, we live in a very, very expensive place. There was one of our union leaders of one of the shops, and I'm not going to mention which, always said something like this. He said, a loaf of bread may cost $1 on the mainland. On Nantucket, it's $5. We have to keep that in mind. One time we were negotiating a contract for one of our unions, and the management came and brought us something from Boston that showed like a cost of living capped at a certain amount. Our union rep came in and showed a cost of living for Nantucket that was 5 times that amount. And we went in there and we were trying to fight for a proper increase so we can have people who can afford to live here, the workers who can afford to live here, who can afford to buy food for their families, And you got to realize, if you have one person working for the town, that person has a wife or a husband and 1 or 2 children. You're talking about 2 to 3 to 4 people or more. So it's not just the life of that one person. So I support all of that. I also support the merit. The merit raises is a very tenuous thing. I said that I'm totally against it, but I really have to think it through again. Whereas I may support it in some instances if it works.
Explain those.
Well, a merit increase is a very strange thing. A merit increase is where you show appreciation for a worker who has gone above and beyond their call of duty to really extend themselves. And this person may be deserving of an increase. They may come in with a whole new idea of a way to do something. And you just want to say thank you. And that merit increase stays with them. It's not something that they do once in a while. It's a merit increase in their raise. If they're making $6 an hour, they're going to get more. They're going to go up to 7, and that 7 is what they're going to be making. Right. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because the people who do that have to be educated. I was against it because I know that in a lot of cases, the people who recommend this may be prejudiced because they are not educated enough and not educated enough to make a decision like that, to take to the superintendent or the final person in that department, the head of that department, who will make that decision. So what they will create is more conflict than anything else. And there are bosses in this town who make decisions based on that. I do not know why, but those people do exist. And if anyone doubts that, I don't know where they're thinking. So I always look at that type of thing and put a big fear on there. Like a merit increase. Oh, well, if you want a merit increase, then you got to treat me right, and it's got nothing to do about the jobs, got nothing to do with anything. It's just a personal thing. And this type of person has to be educated. If you're going to promote somebody to a position where they are going to be in charge of other people, there are courses out there that the town offers. Whether it's a course in how do you deal with your employees, to know how to deal with your employees. Know when an employee comes in and they might be late a couple of times, it doesn't mean that they're habitual late and they're really bad and they don't do their job. They may be having trouble at home, but if you aren't sophisticated enough to pick up on that, then you don't belong in the position that you're in. And so either like management or the town, and whichever, have to look at personnel like that, say, hey, maybe we put the wrong person in that position, or we have to educate people like that so that they can maintain that position and be fair, make fair and equal choices with the people that work under them. So that's why I'm holding that merit race thing up in the air. I'm against it because of the reasons that I just mentioned, but I still hold it open because we still have to be able to change our minds if things are corrected, or if something new is being done to correct an unfair or an unknowledgeable situation.
All right, Rick Atherton asks, regarding the Sconset Beach project and the Town of Nantucket One Beach program, if elected to the Board of Selectmen, would you support requiring that the oceanfront property owners within Sconset Beach project area grant public easements to the new nourished beach before the town agrees to any work being performed on its property?
Granting permission.
Easements.
Granting easements for the beach to be used by the public?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I think that's part and parcel with it. I would like something that I think that's even more important in that I would like to add to that. I agree with that, but there's something that's more important that I would be concerned about, is that the Sconset Beach people are putting in millions of dollars to do this. If something happens down the line and it needs to be refurbished, I would like the Sconset Beach people to be responsible for refurbishing it or paying for any kind of repairs that may need to be done, rather than it being on the burden of the town. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want them to come later on and say like, hey, we did this, and we spent so much money for this. Why should we have, like 10 years, 20 years down the line, why should we have to pay for this now since we put so much money in? Shouldn't the town kick in something? I said, no, I think that's how we should that's something that we should put in there.
Okay.
If the people of Nantucket allow me to be their selectman, I'm there. I'm there 24/7 if it's necessary. This is something that I thought about for a while, but knowing myself, I know I could not do it unless I was in the situation that I'm in now. I'm retired. I still love my town. I'm not afraid to ask the questions, the silly questions or the stupid questions, because I want to understand. If I'm going to convey to you, the public, what is going on, I have to understand in my way. And I don't care if I'm in a room with 5,000 people, I'll ask the stupid questions so I can understand it. So I like to bring that knowledge there. I don't like to pretend. I don't like the pretense of knowing and really not knowing. So I'll bring that experience. Also, you know, I've worked for the town for many years. Yep. I worked for the town for many years. I've seen it go up and down. I've been in situations that I look back on, you know, like the situation with the dump, for instance, and all that. I've been through all of that stuff. You know, I think in terms of our airport, I think we do need a terminal, but you know, there are problems with that as well. I know that with the fuel situation, the offshore fueling, all of that, you know, I remember in terms of like finding sewer lines in the town, there were a lot of lines we couldn't find because of the old maps and how they were measured. They were measured by the man's foot who put them in, and right. You know, and we had to find out, you know, like we had to go through a lot of changes when we dug down 1 foot away, and the line was not there. We had to go back and find out. It wasn't me. It was one of the good workers of the town. Go back and find out. Wait a minute. This is not what he means. He meant his foot. You know, so you have to search around. I mean, there are things that, you know, there's a lot of history in Nantucket that I am familiar with, and things that I know about, things that I'm not afraid to ask, you know, and that I'm bringing to the board. I want to bring that kind of practical thing to the board and a practical way of doing things. You know. Anything else that you'd like to add that I haven't covered? Anything you want to say to the voters? Well, I want to say to the voters, thank you for allowing me to run. As I said, I was not able to run unless I had that slip of paper with all those signatures. So I want to thank all those people who signed it. I want to thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank this town of Nantucket to allow someone like me to be able to run for something like that. The Board of Selectmen have been called many things, town fathers and all of those things. I take those things very seriously. You know, when I first came and I was looking, and throughout the years, I did see them as the town fathers and or mothers. You know, the people who plan our lives here, the people who plan our lives in the future, you know, the people who plan the lives that we live here on Nantucket. And they have to take everything into encompass. And it's like a parent, not putting the people down. It's like a parent taking care of the hard things, the hard questions, dealing with the hard questions, making the hard choices for the future of Nantucket, so we can maintain the life that we live here. And the life that we live here is not a thing of you're making a lot of money. The life that we live here is a type of life, it slows down here. So you have more time to reflect on yourself. This is the best place in the world to raise a family. The best, the best, the best. I cannot think of it. Anything that goes wrong in terms of raising families here, and we've had our stuff, it's our fault. We did the thing that we can see right away and we can deal with. So I would like to be part and parcel of that. And thank you very much for allowing me to run. And I'm looking for your vote. Of course. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. All the best to you, Neville. All right. It's been a pleasure, Dean. It has been. Gino, let me tell you, I've known you for a long time, and you're still doing good things. I'm still doing it, aren't I? Still doing it. Getting myself into trouble. Okay. Okay, buddy. Yeah, push it right down. Push it down? 1960s. That's it. And then the pop. What the heck was that? Okay. All right. See you later. All right, partner. Take care. Thank you. You bet.